Welcome back, guys, to another episode of QLF. It's your boy K Bash. I'm here to talk to you guys about more Marvel Rivals, and we're going to be still continuing with our climb tactics. Now, today we are focusing on more bad habits. Okay, we got to get these knocked out. So, Bad Habits Volume 2 coming at you right now. All right, we're going to keep it short and simple. We're going to stay with our four. Now, we're going to start off with one: destroying totems, turrets, and emitters. All right, we want to make sure we're destroying those things. Now, what I mean by that is the Loki runes, penny mines, like your Groot walls, like your the Mantis sleeps. You guys can interact with those. I'm not sure if you did know that, but you can interact with the Mantis sleeps. The Be Right Back res that Rocket puts out, you want to make sure you're killing those because they give shields to your opponents, and also that the blue one gives you that jump. You want them to have that. The Namor turrets or cephalopods, you want to make sure you're taking those out because pushing those, getting those out of the fight will allow you to be able to push ground. Like it'll allow your divers to dive, and people that are inaccurate, because those things, those turrets are they're robots, so they're going to automatically be on accuracy. So you want to make sure you get those out of the way so that the can't miss and the anti-aimbot situation is diminished. Right. Number two. All right. Push, reposition, flying opponents. Now, what I mean by pushing and repositioning flying opponents means like your Iron Man, your Storm, your Johnny Storm, which is the Human Torch, right? These guys that are always in the air. Now, you want to make sure, now, it's not, the biggest thing is not killing them. It is making them break line of sight to where they are. So you want to push those opponents into changing positions constantly. Doing that will keep them out of the fight and allow you, again, to push ground. Now, remember that flying opponents are not touching the point. As long as you guys have the point and can break line of sight and get some natural cover as well, you'll be able to push forward. They're not touching the point. They can't stop you, all right? Now, that does also include your domination points and your push payload points, right? Now, number three, watch for cooldowns. And then I mean everyone's cooldown. This is a very important one. Watch for everyone's cooldowns. If I'm looking at a Wanda evade, an Invisible Woman evade, Cloak's actual cloak, when Cloak is in cloak mode and they do the actual warp and whatnot, you want to make sure you're watching for that. That's an evasion. Once they're done with that, they can't escape. Mantis's sleep, that's her ability. If somebody dives Mantis, she'll sleep them and stop them from motion. She'll only do it to one person, but if you're the only diver back there, you want to make sure she's already used that, then you attack, right? So now Wanda's evade, she gets two of those. If you're counting down, you can track that Wanda down and make sure you clean that kill. Invisible Woman's evade, she's only got one jump. You want to make sure that you attack her as soon as she hits the ground again and becomes visible. Look at the direction and trajectory she's jumping in, and you'll be able to go ahead and clean that kill as well. Now we're going to move to our final one. It's going to be Vanguard spacing. Now, especially if there's only one Vanguard. All right. Now that happens a lot when you only have one Vanguard. Okay. Now in that situation, if you are that one Vanguard, you don't leave your team to dive like the backline if there's already a tank in yours. Okay, like if there's a tank that's in your backline and they're messing with your healers, you should not leave to go to their backline. All right, your job becomes protecting your healers at that point. You guys push forward. You can't push forward if your support is not pushing with you, right? Now you also want to check that frontline pressure, all right, for Vanguard spacing. If you go too far or if you're too close to the payload, you guys will never go anywhere. You guys will be held there. So there's got to be some give and ebb and flow with the way that you guys are playing on this Vanguard, especially when there's only one of you. Okay, you have to understand the role that you take for your team. All right, so in all those things, if you guys are watching your spacing, watching how you're diving, protecting your backline, this is very basic stuff, okay? Very, very, very basic stuff. So you watch those things, you guys will climb, all right? So you want to make sure you're destroying those totems, those turrets, those emitters. You want to push that and reposition those flying opponents. You also want to watch for player cooldowns so that you guys can outplay your opponent. And the last thing you want to do is check that Vanguard spacing, because if your Vanguard's too far out, you might not want to do anything too crazy either. So you guys just practice these things that I'm telling you, and I promise you will climb. It's your boy K Bash for QLF, man, keeping it short for you yet again. Good luck out there. Peace.